now it's the time to hear from those who have been implementing activities in rural areas, driving rural development through tourism. We have the pleasure to come with 3 inspirational examples, and I would like to start without further ado to give the floor to the first of those, to Eva Koljera from the Vidzeme Tourism Association in Latvia. Good morning, Eva, if I can
Good morning.
you around. Yeah, there you are. So Eva, as I said, you work in a tourism association in Latvia in the Vidzeme region, and you've been developing for a good number of years different sustainable rural tourism and heritage preservation initiatives. So we would love to hear more about those. Please, the floor is yours. I believe you're going to share also the presentation with illustrating this.
Thank you for inviting to share our experience, and I will start sharing the screen.
Perfect.
Yeah. And is it full screen now?
Not yet. We see. Now it is.
It is. Okay. So, greetings from Vidzeme, a region in northern Latvia. It is a large rural landscape sprinkled with small towns, old manor houses, and swaths of untouched nature, starting from national parks to sea coasts, with sparse population and vast distances between settlements. Hence, tourism development has been a challenge here at some parts. But over time, local inventors have turned these challenges into opportunities, weaving new stories of growth, creativity, and community spirit. And in an area where the population is scattered and attractions are isolated, we sought ways to connect and energize the region. One solution came through a European Greenways example, transforming disused railway lines into cycling and walking trails. And since we have 4 proper seasons, then in winter it was skiing routes and husky rides. First of all, we took municipality representatives and interested entrepreneurs to the European Greenways in Spain and in Ireland to show what it is and how it can be developed, and we needed to sell that idea, so to say. And today, Northern Latvia boasts over 450 kilometers of marked, mostly car-free trails, some even linked to historic routes in some southern Estonia. These paths are well signposted, equipped with bridges, and created through the collaboration of municipal governments, private landowners, and cycling organizations, and other interested parties. The path to realization wasn't easy, though, because the bureaucratic handles were significant. And I would like to present as an example Kovačević municipality, where 29 separate agreements had to be signed with landowners just for 20 kilometers stretch and agree on the conditions. The physical state of the railways varied widely too. Some were hidden under thick bushes, others functioned as informal forest passes. But this challenge turned into opportunity. Local communities were invited to take part in clearing the routes, spreading awareness, and helping transform forgotten tracks into a new tourism product. In the first phase, trails were cleaned and marked. Later, projects enhanced them with resting areas, information stands, and improved services. The trails sparked a ripple effect. Cafes opened in old stations, bike services popped up, cultural spaces were revived, and in places where old rails remained, there were put rail bikes or pedal-powered rail carts, and they became a popular attractions. And to sustain the momentum, we formed a dedicated organization, Greenways of Latvia, which continues to expand and promote this green infrastructure now on its own way. Another cross-border initiative we have is the Garden Pearls project, linked Latvia and Estonia through a shared love of beautiful gardens and parks. With support from the Interreg Estonia-Latvia program, we built a network of over 85 gardens aimed at diversification of tourism and enriching the visitor experiences. There were individuals also of the private gardens who didn't have previous experience in the tourism, so we needed to train them and sort of bring that understanding about what is tourism and what is tourists. During the project, there were produced multilingual maps, a dedicated website, a handbook, and organized events like Garden Open Weeks and regional promotion in Latvia, Estonia, Finland, Poland, and Lithuania. There was also made small-scale investment to enhance gardens' appeals, adding visitor amenities and improving infrastructure. Seminars and networking events brought garden owners together to share ideas and expertise, and study visits to Sweden helped inspire new ways to position gardens as tourism destinations. In 2021, we established the Garden Pearls Association, which continues to grow the initiatives and attract their own new projects now and upscale more garden owners and park owners. Another initiative we have is reviving heritage through art and craft, a little bit which was mentioned before. The idea of Vidzeme's creative hives emerged from the Interreg Europe project called Create, which explored the link between cultural industries and creative tourism. We recognized also that our rural communities hold rich, intangible heritage, particularly crafts, and that tourism could be the key to preserving and passing on these traditions. Focus groups revealed the need for networking and also places where creators could share, collaborate, and host visitors. We envisioned creative hubs, or we call them hives, to solve several challenges. First of all, scattered locations, lack of facilities for the hosting tourists in the people's homes, and the need for inspiring environments to spark more innovation. Unused heritage buildings like manor houses, tavernas, and others could become ideal homes for these hives. And one example is Vecpiebilga Manor House, which is municipality owned. Once underutilized, it now thrives as a creative cluster, featuring a porcelain studio, candle maker, honey-based cosmetics producer, and exhibition space. Tourists are welcomed with workshops, exhibitions, and unique local products. There is now a reason to travel deeper into the countryside and travel longer distances because there is a lot to do now, and it also develops the local environment as well and attracts some supportive services which tourists need. To support and grow this model, the Vidzeme Creative Hives Association was founded, helping entrepreneurs to upscale and collaborate further into the new projects. And finally, one shining example of how local spirit can drive transformation with the event, and it is the Alpe Wild Food Festival, launched by Amata municipality. It is set in a quiet parish of just 680 people, but the event now draws over 6,000 visitors annually. The festival emerged from unused local resources, like a neglected manor park with 2 lakes, local hunters, herbal tea gatherers, home bakers, and community groups. Everyone got involved: seniors, librarians, dancers, musicians. We attracted also the very popular chefs for cooking in Latvia, And this mixture created a genuine, vibrant event that celebrated local food, culture, and creativity. The results were remarkable. The name Zaube gained recognition across Latvia. Local pride soared. Some informal businesses became official. New accommodations opened. Tourism infrastructure improved. And perhaps most importantly, the community gained confidence and a shared sense of purpose. And local development continues now. And this year will be the 9th year of the festival. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eva, for the beautiful picture that illustrate some of the few activities. There are many others that have done by the Vidzeme Tourism Association, but these were some that have really started as something local, that have been growing over the years. Some of them, as you said, have become an initiative, an association in itself. And they've been funded through different sources, but some of them also through cohesion funds that were mentioned earlier this morning, like Interreg or the ERDF. So I think they also illustrate how different funding opportunities from public and private sector can be deployed to make this community center and sustainable tourism initiatives. Some people are asking for your presentation. Yes, we will share all the resources, presentations, recording, because we know it's quite rich in content and also the details if you want to be in touch for future networking opportunities with the speakers. Thanks a lot, Eva. We'll have you later with us also in group 2 to keep the conversation going. And now from Latvia, I would like to go to rural Croatia and to welcome Petra Kovačević from the Lika Destination Cluster. It's an initiative that has received several awards for their quality level and several other initiatives that you have made to make the Lika rural tourism sustainable destination. But I will not spoil the presentation. Petra, please, the floor is yours. I believe you also have a PowerPoint that you will share to show us what's going on in Lika.
Okay, thank you. It's my pleasure. Hello, everyone. My name is Petra Kovačević, and I greet you all on behalf of the Lika Destination Cluster. Thank you for recognizing our story, and I'm honored that I can present it here. So in the next few minutes, I will present our work and our destination, Lika Destination. So Croatia is
Sorry,
here.
Petra, you still need to put the presentation in presentation mode, and we can see,
okay.
because I know you have prepared something quite interactive, so it would be a pity not to.
Okay.
You need to click on the.
Sure. Thank you for reminding me.
On the presentation mode, and we will see that. There it is. Thanks.
Are we okay?
Yes.
Okay. So Croatia is here. Lika. Just a second. Okay. Lika is here in the center of Croatia. We established our Lika Destination Cluster when we decided that it will cover the area of 3 counties because tourists are not interested in borders. This is the least populated and least developed part of Croatia. In the region that covers 12% of total Croatian territory, lives only 1% of total inhabitants, and that is only 7 inhabitants per square kilometer. It is like sub-Saharan part of Africa. Only 3% of total number of tourists who come to Croatia do come to Lika, and their average stay is 2.4 days. Our GDP is also lower than the national and EU standard, and as you can see, we are actually under average in every category. But we are leader in one category, and that is our main resource, and that is nature. Since we are not as developed as others, there is not as much pollution as in other parts, and in this context of sustainable development, we set our strategy with this aspect as our main advantage. Lika is an example of development and branding of a destination that has certain locations that are more famous than the destination itself. So this is the Plitvice Lakes National Park, one of the most famous national parks in the world. We decided also to turn this thing into our advantage, and based on the Plitvice brand, developed and create recognition of the entire destination as a destination of protected natural areas. So 3 out of total 8 Croatian national parks are located in Lika, and with other protected areas, we're talking about a true ecological oasis here, which can only be seen in a few places in the world. The goal is to preserve national parks and to develop tourism exclusively according to the sustainable development model. We have another great name in this destination that is a brand itself, but is still not valorized as it deserves to be. Nikola Tesla, the man who illuminated the world, was born in Lika. So we're talking about developing and branding the Lika destination as a unique tourist destination based on its natural, cultural, historical, gastronomic, and health features. And I can proudly tell you we're doing a good job. And one of the most important indicators is in the following fact. When we started, tourists were staying only for one night in Lika. This might seem only one number more when you look at like this, but we're talking about thousands of people coming and sleeping in Lika. Let me tell you how we do it. First, we gather the parks under the mutual ticket with discounts, which you can use from May to October every year. Since tourists who come to visit the parks are now informed about the potential reasons to stay here longer, they have to sleep somewhere, and they are advised to spend more time in Lika doing other activities, which is beneficial for everyone. We create programs with various suggestions of spending time through our project Stay 3 Days in Lika, where every tourist can find something for themselves. So I explained how we are working to create recognition as a destination of nature-protected areas. And now I will explain how we are developing a gastro destination by developing and implementing the regional quality system of local products, that is Lika Quality. Lika Quality logo is representing a combination of the traditional Lika cap with the international quality mark, the letter Q. Currently, there are 164 products labeled with the Lika Quality certificate, which can be awarded only to products produced in Lika, respecting all legislative and health issues, and it is awarded to products from Lika according to previously defined criteria. We now have products in 3 categories with this label on the level of European Union. This is a picture from my first presentation in 2017, when I was presenting it to a few brave and curious producers what Lika Quality was going to be one day. As there were no products, I drew and improvised a shelf with products. Today, Lika Quality products can be bought in souvenir shops, and hotels, and most importantly, it is the only local brand with its own shop, and it's not in some random place, but in one of the most visited locations in Croatia, in Plitvice Lakes National Park. Here, the inclusion of family farms in tourism development should be especially emphasized, and is precisely cooperation with them that guarantees sustainable development, a sustainable way of producing and marketing products, especially in regions like ours. The producers have reasons to produce, to educate themselves, to sell, and finally to stay in this least populated region. During the sport events, our logo gets dressed in our national team colors. And so in conclusion, we decided to use and emphasize the potential of nature and food that is produced in such clear environment. Food and nature today are most popular reasons for travel. And this is how we started with 7 parks, and with 15 producers. Today, we have a growing community with nearly 300 stakeholders in different sectors of tourism. And remember, it's like sub-Saharan area in Africa, so I can say this counts multiple. Thanks to our efforts, we are recognized on many levels, as Patricia mentioned before. Thank you. And we have been awarded with global awards and recognitions. Following our example, other destinations are developing their own Lika quality systems. And however, the hardest task was to become accepted in the local community, where everything that is new is accompanied with skepticism, and in a region that has no tourism tradition, and since we are an NGO with very modest finance resources, but with great vision, with strong will and persistence. I will leave you with this thought of Nikola Tesla. If you don't know how, observe the phenomena of nature. It will give you clear answers and inspiration. Thank you for your attention. Here are our contacts. Feel free to ask me now or later on our networks or email or as you prefer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Petra, for this very inspiring presentation on how you've been branding Lika as at least 3 days stay destination. Congratulations for the very impressive results. So I'm seeing like people clapping across, and as we said, we will be sharing the resources. I'm sure that many attendees will be interested in getting to know more about this whole branding process and the quality level that you have obtained. And as you said, it can really serve of inspiration to others on how starting smaller and with the community to have this acceptance. It's not only about all the branding and marketing, but it's very important, as we've been saying before, the community involvement from the very beginning. But again, thank you very much, Petra, for the presentation, and congratulations on all the recognition received for this small but meaningful, very meaningful destination.
Thank you once again for calling me and having me here, and for the kind words. I'll be here to help if anyone is interested in our story. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, you will stay until the end with us, and also in one of the group discussions, so people will be able to continue interacting with you. And now I would like to welcome the third, last but definitely not the least, inspirational project that we've selected for this panel. Now we move to a rural area in Spain, Cáceres in Extremadura. I would like to welcome María Márquez from the Chamber of Commerce of Cáceres and project coordinators of different projects. This time you're going to mention several ones, but particularly one has been funded through the Erasmus Plus, recently finished, and with also remarkable results so far. So good morning, María. Please.
Good morning. Good morning, Patricia. Thank you very much for introducing me. And if you don't mind, I would like to start sharing my screen.
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, give me one second. Okay. No. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name, as Patricia said, is María. I am European project technician in the Chamber of Commerce of Cáceres in Extremadura, Spain. So first of all, thank you, Patricia, for introducing me. Thank you, Rural Pact, for giving us the opportunity to share our project in this interesting webinar. I'm here today to introduce you to an exciting initiative, the Food Zone Project. This project is focused on supporting rural entrepreneurship through regenerative food tourism. and the development of green competencies. So first of all, I think that I would like to introduce what Cáceres Chamber of Commerce is. It's a public law body that defends the general commercial and industrial interests of companies in the province of Cáceres, and it plays a crucial role in the region's economic development. First, the Cáceres Chamber of Commerce operates across several key areas in European projects like tourism, business support, and innovation. And this holistic approach ensures comprehensive support for the region's growth. So we can achieve this through projects like, in this case, Food Zone, or also Green Comfort Host, among others. Apart from that, a core focus is promoting entrepreneurship at all levels, and we have a range of programs such as those you can see here, like SILA, for example, and each of them is designed to support different stages and groups of entrepreneurs. And now let's dive deeper into the Food Zone project itself. Well, the main objective of Food Zone is to improve the digital and green skills of local producers. We aim to achieve this by fostering innovation and sustainable change in the agri-food tourism sector. The project is driven by different European organizations, and today I would like to acknowledge our valuable project partners. You can see them here, all of them. We really thank you because we have done a very hard work in this project. So, sorry. And in order to explain the project, it is important to know what regenerative food tourism is, and their objectives are the suitable way to explain it. The regenerative food tourism involves supporting the development of green skills, protecting the environment, developing digital competencies, and increasing the flexibility of vocational education and training. And in this case, our target groups are professionals, teachers, educators, providers, and other organizations who are interested in this kind of topic. And of course, if we have to remark something, is the results we have achieved during all these years. The project has produced valuable resources, including best practices, challenges and barriers, which I consider myself a very interesting document to read and to see before starting working on this kind of tourism. A regenerative guide, training materials, which have been created by all the project partners. They have, again, I have to say that they have done a very good job. And finally, guidelines for educators. These resources provide practical guidance and support for stakeholders in the sector. And if you are interested in them, you can find more information in our website. And you can find those results, those documents. You can read them in the website, but also, if I'm right, you can also download them. And you can do it in different languages, okay, in the languages from the project partners, of course, but yeah, they are available now. And apart from those results, we have also created something really important for us, which has been the incubator methodology. The development of this incubator is not seen as a final result of the project, but as a starting point for a more permanent incubator, which can take different shapes in the different countries depending on local context and the target group needs. And for doing that, we have employed tools like SWOT analysis, a regenerative business model canvas, and also a one-pager. So if you want to complete this incubator methodology, first you have to complete those different documents. Yeah. And in this case, 7 experiences in the food zone, 7 experiences of regenerative food tourism have been incubated, and they will connect the local production with this kind of tourism, enabling in this way the development of society. So which have been, well, we had like 7 experiences, but we are going to introduce today 2 of them. The first one, the incubator methodology has led these 2 very interesting initiatives. The first one is Upalco. It is a regenerative restaurant in Portugal that brings local ingredients to life. They bring their ingredients directly from the Portuguese field to their kitchen. So it is amazing to listen to Ana Vinagre talking about that, talking how they have how they have achieved to have this kind of restaurant, because it is something difficult to achieve nowadays. And on the other hand, we also have Lidenex. Lidenex is Lugar Ideal de Descanso en Extremadura. In English would be like the best place to rest in Extremadura. It is focused on sustainable tourism in the Extremadura Dehesa, where the host can easily connect with the nature, and also they can experience the Spanish countryside. I think María Teresa is today here, so maybe she can also share some ideas with you about this amazing experience. So, well, also, in order to facilitate, to help the stakeholders, we have developed some key policy recommendations for different stakeholders. We have divided like in 3 different stakeholders. The first one is for training providers and educators. We really recommend focusing on regenerative food tourism in training programs, developing networks, and incorporating regeneration into curricula. On the other hand, for tourism SMEs and business organizations in general, we suggest exploring funding options, engaging local communities, and developing tailored evaluation approaches. And finally, for public authorities and Chamber of Commerce, we advocate to supportive regulations, incentives, simplified access to funding information, and targeted advocacy campaigns. Apart from the incubator and the policy recommendations, something that we consider is really important, and it has been it has caused very interested in people, is the call to action that we have created too. Our call to action is summarized in 10 principles. Here we can see that a summary of the 10 principles to foster a regenerative rural food and tourism ecosystem. These principles, as you can see here, range from cultivating a regenerative mindset to advocating regulation or measuring local impact. As I said before, this is just a summary. In our website, also you can find these 10 principles, but in a developed way, so you can go deeper. You can download them and read more about it. Finally, we would like to also to introduce another project we are working on it nowadays, which is related to sustainable tourism. And we are working on Green Comfort Host project. In this case, it integrates the Green Comp into VAT tourism curricula. We also have a website. They are working on it right now. We are working on the translation too. but you can see or you can learn more about it in our website. Well, I would like to thank you for your attention and your time. And finally, I invite you to learn more on our website and also on our social media channels. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maria. Indeed, I invite everybody to have a look at the Food Zone project funded by the Erasmus Plus. Really impressive results. Materials will be available. They are in different languages, so it can be really of useful for those that are thinking on doing something on their territories to have a look at what these incubator methodology steps, examples, the training materials that have been developed. They are really interesting. So, and some people are again asking for a presentation, for your contacts to get to get in touch for perhaps further opportunities. We will facilitate
Yes,
all
of course.
this when
Yes.
when everything is available on the event webpage. We will also send emails to all participants so that we can continue in touch after today, since today is only the beginning. Thank you very much again to the
Thank you.
direct examples, Maria, Petra, and Eva, for the time in showing us what you've been working on.